go ahead and get started. Thank you for being here July 1st. We will open with a prayer. Pastor Steve, I with Lifeline Connect Church and the pledge.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you that we can come together and just guide our village. And Lord, we do pray for the men and women that serve. Lord, continue to give them guidance and wisdom. Lord, we just thank you for your love and your grace and your forgiveness. Continue to pour your spirit into our lives each and every day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Bassett.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Beverly.
Here.
Bagley. Here. Miller.
Here.
Martin.
Here. Good. Thank you. We have Dawn Ish tonight here with us. Dawn, you want to give your son? He was down. Very good. You want to stand up and present yourself and your project?
Hi, Logan Ish from 2216, and I have come forward to the council to please ask your permission to start my eco project.
Okay.
I have some rough sketches of kind of what we're going to have. So I was thinking of helping out at the Hicksville trails and basically making the front area where the sign and parking lot is, make it look like a little bit prettier. And for now, that's the plan. So from the picture I gave you, the little bluish green area is a little flower bed. So like the one by the sign at the cemetery, basically going to be the same thing, just a nice little box, make it look pretty. And then the red area would be mulch, so it would make it less weeded. And so one, it would help the trees grow that they planted, and it would just make it look nice.
Okay.
The black box basically is a bench that it was the Garden Club of Hicksville, I believe. They also want to help out the trails, so they are funding to build a bench. So I have most of the supplies for it. I still need to get the wood and actually put the bench together. And the little yellow box thing is a dog poop bag, so the trails look nice when people go out there.
Is this something you want to get done yet this year with your Eagle Scout? I mean, you have a certain time frame?
So I still need to have the scouting council approve it because they say it's an actual project. So that might be a couple weeks before they approve it. Sometimes they take long, sometimes they don't, just kind of depends. But it shouldn't take too long. It should be done before next year, hopefully in a couple months. Most of the stuff I can get from Straight Gate, the greenhouse. The flowers, we've already been looking at some. We're thinking about getting like native plants that come back year round, don't need much water, so it can use most of the rain. And then the mulch we could also possibly get from Straight Gate. And then the poop dog box we would have to maybe buy. Might be able to build one, don't know how to, but I can probably figure it out.
Were you raising some funds for all of these projects from different organizations?
So the thought of it is either donations from businesses or using a fundraiser because, well, it's a little expensive. And we haven't really gotten that far yet because we still need to be able to actually do it.
Right.
But that is the idea.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Ish?
Who's going to maintain it? Because we have a lot of projects. I have a lot of them at the school too. People looking to do senior projects, and they always say they're going to maintain them. Like, who's going to take care of restocking the poop bags, and who's going to? Right now they can mow around that, but now they're going to have weeds growing up through. Somebody's going to actually have to be pulling weeds, and there's a lot more stuff involved than just doing it one time and sticking somebody else with the future maintenance of it.
Yeah. So the dog poop box isn't completely final. That was just like, oh, it's a good idea to have, you know, like someone to step in dog poop when they're walking on a trail. So that one's not completely for sure. But the flower box itself should be mostly maintained by itself, the occasional weed pulling. I also still want to talk to the trail committee about that, to see if if they would be out there to maybe help with that, or if I would have to go out there sometime, like once a year, help it.
Have you already discussed this with the trail committee?
That's my next question. Have they approved it?
Not yet, because I don't really know who's on it entirely. I just know that I'm supposed to talk to you guys first, because you kind of own it. So it'd be better to have the owner's permission to actually put anything on it first.
I would always ask, village administrator and the trail committee would be my first two people. And
I would be fine with it, but I don't want to maintain it. I don't want my parks
Right.
department to have to go out there to maintain it either.
when we pull weeds more than one time a year for school, we have 90 yards of mulch. I mean, every year we put mulch down, and just the maintenance of mulch. I mean, you mow close to it, you grab a little bit of it, you shoot it out the side of the mower. It's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah. So I'd have to figure that one out. I have to talk to the trail committee if they can do it, hopefully, but could also ask someone else. I actually do know a landscaper, Isaac Wilhelm, his landscaping business, so he could help. He's not here.
He's here.
You know,
He's in the crowd.
Yeah.
There's John.
Yeah, so he does landscaping. So.
He normally doesn't do them for free though either. There's a cost associated with it.
Yeah.
Well, from one Eagle Scout to another, you know.
You know about how wide that red area is going to be? Just to have
So
an idea of,
you mean the mulch area?
yeah, like
12 feet wide, 20.
So-
I understand there's going to be maintenance involved, but I don't
Yeah,
know
so
how
from
much actual maintenance it's really going to be.
So from the trail to the tree, like the left side of the picture to the right side of the picture, it's 39 feet.
Okay.
And then behind the trees to the front of the box is 18 feet. So it would be quite a bit of mulch.
Okay.
I have a contact on the trail committee I can share with you if you want.
Thank you.
How about you do that, buddy? Get all your other bases covered, and then come back to us, because I'm quite confident that council is very much in favor of something like this, and the fact that the youth of the village wants to do it. But you got some other bridges to cross before you get back to us, but you had to start somewhere.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I could actually build anything on there before I actually start.
Well, and your scout troop probably does community service projects, and this
Yeah.
could kind of fall under that.
That
umbrella.
would count as
Yeah.
service hours.
Yeah.
And are you planning on having the whole scout troop help build this, I mean, work on it, or is this a standalone, you're doing it all?
So I will be asking them, like, hey, can you help me with this? It'd be a lot easier with more than like 3 people, I would assume. So, and it also counts more for my project itself, for Eagle Scout project, because the more people you do have help, the more hours you do get for it. So that would be nice. But we don't always have free time, so it just depends on what they're doing.
I mean, like Ron said, as a council, I think we all kind of in favor of doing it, kind of our blessing and making sure that, helping with the trail committee out there and having their blessing, will make a decent project, so we can go with them. That's pretty much everybody's consensus?
Sounds like a plan to me.
No objections? Well, thank you very much. Good luck on your project. Let us know what we can do.
Thank you. You can keep the pictures if you want.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of bills list.
Minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, minutes. Any questions, concerns, or what was brought up last meeting?
The only one I had was, part of the mayor's report, I asked about financing options for the EMS from the June 10th email I had sent. I don't see that anywhere in the minutes.
You make a note of that, Cheryl, that you address that.
Still waiting. I'll make a motion to approve with that amendment or change to it.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Beverly,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Egley. Yes. Bassett.
Yes.
Approval of bills list.
What was all included in the $1,800 at the vet hospital for the canine? Was that like all the shots or?
No, that was the emergency. We had to take him, rush him to the hospital. That's at the vet hospital. Last 2 Saturdays ago.
Was he on duty?
No, he was off. They thought his stomach had flipped. And so he was showing symptoms of that. And then so we had to rush him to the hospital. And then
Do we have any vet insurance on Echo?
there is no vet insurance. And so that was for the hospital stay. He stayed all night. And then all the drugs that they gave him and the fluids and everything.
Is he okay?
So right now he's still got some diarrhea, so we had to go pick up medicine Friday, some more medicine for him Friday. So, but,
Okay. Thanks.
yep.
Make a motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Roll call.
Egley. Yes. Miller,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Beverly,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Very good. We had no boards or commissions that have met. Council committee reports, none in the packet, none coming up, I don't believe. Good on that. Solicitor's report.
Administrators?
Or administrator, I'm sorry, I skipped Corey.
I got a couple of things I had. The last meeting I mentioned about the sewer main out on Old Mill Road to be repaired. That was repaired about 2 weeks ago. AEP did assist the wastewater department in repairing that line. We did go ahead and jet and back that line to make sure it was clear of any debris once we were done. Today we had some trucks of stone brought down to the Little League ball diamonds. A lot of that stone had been packed down. There wasn't much product left, so we had some put in today, and Gary was busy grading that parking lot. Home Brink over on Cornelia and Rock Street, they're hoping to wrap it up this week. They are planning on working Friday. Today they set the last meter pit, and then they tied in the second of 3 ties to the current mains. Rock Street tie-in was today, and then they still have the tie-in on the far end east part of East Cornelia Street. Well, actually, that was done last week. Elm Street, they're hoping to get tied in Wednesday, if not Wednesday, on Friday. On Friday, June 28th, we did experience a water main break out at 334 West High Street. We noticed it about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Water department, wastewater department, street department was out there. There was a 6-inch main that had split. Took them approximately 4.5 hours to get the repair. We still have a little cleaning up to do in the front yard. A lot of sand went across the sidewalk into the resident's front yard. Have been in contact with her. I let her know that we would be cleaning that up and taking care of that. While we were out there, I do want to thank Chief Denning and his guys. They were out there from that 2 o'clock to about 7 o'clock doing traffic control for us, so we do appreciate that. I did get notification today from the Ohio Senate, from Macaulay's office, that the pool and pool house, we did get a grant of $750,000 to put towards that project if we decide to proceed to do it.
Do you know how long we have to decide, and then how long if we,
None of that is.
none of that's been determined?
Other than that, that's all I got.
Is that something you could check on by next meeting and see if, to get the terms and conditions on the,
Once they send it to me.
yeah, that's right, it might take a couple weeks, so just keep looking out for those. Any questions for Corey?
Is that what we put in for, was 750, or that's just what we got?
No, we went for Augusta at 2 million, and then they cut us at $1 million, and then a couple months ago, they reached out and ask if $750,000 would help us complete the project. And it was like either yay or nay at that time, so we yayed it, or I yayed it, and came through.
You have a question for Corey? Okay.
Could you forward your minutes out? I don't think they were in the packet.
I just did them today.
Okay.
Solicitor's report?
Second reading of ordinance 2024-11 by caption only to amend chapter 951 regarding refuse collection. And we have second reading of ordinance 2024-12 by caption only to amend the regulations of public nuisances. And second reading of ordinance 2024-13 by caption only to amend the policy for the installation and placement of
Any questions for Rachel? Okay. I know we want to check out the MS, so keep moving the meeting along. Chief Denning, do you have anything for the council?
Well, I did, but I already said it.
All right. We'll go into, what do we have, fire chief? Got anything, Derek?
Well, not a whole lot, but I'm here. Just to brush up on previous conversation as far as the grant goes. I did reach out to Mr. Smith. He was really, I wouldn't say adamant, but he was like, hey, I really want you guys to have this this option and this quint, because I really think it'll work out along with the other things that he said he could get the grant for. So what he imposed was a Zoom meeting of some sort, maybe an executive meeting. So then that way, any and every question that you guys may have to try to get this in order or better understanding will be better coming from him than by me writing it down and relaying the message third hand, as far as that goes. So I have his number and his information to do that. He says he's available anytime to be able to have that done, but he really wants to be available for any questions that anyone on the council has, as far as that I may not be able to answer. You know, moving on from there, that'll be up to y'all. Secondly, we added 2 more members to the fire department candidates. Mr. Wilhelm, who is sitting here, and another gentleman named Mason Vanetta. So they interviewed, and the council has, we have welcomed them in. We're just bringing it to the council for approval as far as that goes. No other new business. We're still moving on. I'm still working on getting these guys geared out. We have confirmation for the academy, so we are looking forward to these guys. Now 9 guys, or maybe 10 guys will be going to the academy in Bryan in August, which is great. So we're moving forward. Our numbers are getting a lot bigger than what they were months ago, because we had 60 empty lockers. Now I think we're decreasing that. So we're moving in the right direction as far as recruitment and people coming onto the department, which I think is great.
Derek, who was your second one? Isaac and who?
Mason Vanetta.
Mason Vanetta and Isaac Wilhelm. Vanetta's not present, but I'm sorry. Oh, there you go, young man. You know, I never even seen your face.
Derek.
You just hear some
Glasses?
TV. So, last order of business, whether you guys are privy to it or not, I won't be available for our next business meeting, but due to order before Mr. Hart resigned, there's going to be a bump up in the officers. Limper is going to remain a deputy chief. Rick Evans is going to be promoted from captain to assistant chief. Travis Stratton will be promoted from lieutenant to captain. And our lieutenant spot, according to the officers, that Hart has selected Tim Kuhn for the lieutenant. Now, I will be opening up another lieutenant spot, opportunity for a second lieutenant in the next months to come. But that is, as far as order of business, as far as that goes, just letting you guys know, but that was more of a conversation in a business meeting, so our association would know of the change. So if they're not here, then most people won't know until our business meeting, but I have an obligation to work on our next business meeting, so I'm passing that on to you guys. And Limper knows about the change, everybody knows about the change, as far as officer-wise. Other than that, I don't have any other new business besides what I've been working on as far as uniforms, getting these guys certified, and doing day-to-day tasks, trying to make sure the department gets better.
Make the recommendation for those two young men to join the department.
Okay.
I second that.
That's what's up.
Roll call.
Bassett?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
I do have a quick question.
Sure.
Do you know what the deadline is for the grant? Because that gives us a timeline of how quickly you need to.
Well, I talked to him, he mentioned to me that he was available. I spoke to him this morning, and he says that he doesn't, I don't know, but he said he doesn't know as far as when y'all have executive meetings or not, but that sort of thing will be, he assumed how it would need to be dressed, like more in a closed meeting, and having that conversation with you guys openly on a Zoom meeting, or however, for y'all to get everything out in the open as far as what to expect, the cost, and the details. He was saying more or less, he didn't want me to have to write all this information down, and then you guys are still asking me questions. So he's just more or less trying to cut out the middleman, and I'm the middleman.
Is he
I don't-
local?
I don't think it has to be an executive meeting. We can have committee, do a Zoom meeting with
Yeah,
them.
that's more than fine. He just assumed that,
Yeah.
and I didn't know to tell him differently.
So I would have recommended the committee get with Derek and
Yeah.
do the Zoom with, we've
Now,
done that a couple times.
as far as him being local, he has a local phone number. I don't know where his physical location is or where he is, but he does have a local phone number.
Yeah, it just seemed like if there was an abundance of information, it might be best if he comes and talks to the full council. I mean, depending on how much information he has.
Well, I could talk to him. He just thought maybe it was easier, like a Zoom meeting to where he proposed, what he would like to do. Like I said before, I had, he had mentioned to me about the exhaust, grant ban for the exhaust and the AEDs, and switching out the old tower and the engine for the Quint, and the details of that and the importance of it, to where you guys will have a clear understanding as far as y'all saying, well, Derek, what did you say about this, or what did you say about that? And that way it's coming straight from the horse's mouth. He didn't say as far as details, as far as, you know, whether he's willing to come here, because I don't know his distance, I don't know where he's at.
Okay.
I would think a meeting with the committee would be the best at first.
Yeah, we could do a Zoom meeting with.
And the last time we went through this whole process, I think Scott had worked with them and brought the
Yes.
facts.
He had previously worked with Scott on a couple
Right.
different other
The last
grant
time we did this
projects.
grant, we were awarded it, but we knew all the costs involved with the grant.
Yes, and he
The
wants
cost
to
of the
cover
equipment
all
and
that, but I
everything.
think he maybe didn't want to waste my time to write all this stuff down, and then you guys still have questions.
Okay.
So he just more or less trying to cut me out of it and come straight to y'all so y'all have an understanding. All right?
I agree.
Thanks, Derek.
Since we're doing recommendations, one thing I wanted to add in my report there, I would like to recommend moving Jacob Huffman from a grade 2 to a grade 1 laborer. He has now officially got his CDL, so.
And he's been on the probation for a while. So with that, is that something that I motion through? Good. I will follow along with Jacob Huffman to be moved to labor, which is 1.
Grade 1.
Correct, grade 1.
Make the motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Beverly?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Silcox, you're up next.
I have nothing. No. So in front of you, I gave you a sheet that spells out our runs for the past 6 months. As you can see, we've been kind of busy. 337 runs, and that goes all the way until yesterday. For the month of June, we broke a record. We had 71 runs in the month of June. Okay. The previous record was set the month before at 56. So, yeah, we are actually getting busier. Which averages out where the months are. That's just how many days are in the month. The average runs is we're equaling 2 runs, approximately 2 runs a day. Total miles that we've traveled, and obviously this entails when CMH was open, 1,100 miles. So we have been traveling a lot. As you can see, I do have the May and June billing with the revenue that we have brought in. Adjustments are probably going to be the adjustments to Medicaid, Medicare. You know, I knew those were coming. So basically, we probably billed about $20,000 on that. You know, that probably equals about $20,000, maybe a little more. So the revenue, as you can see, the revenue was a little lower than what the adjustments were, which you're dealing with the government. So, I did hire another paramedic for weekends. His name is Christopher Snyder. He comes to us from Parkview. And I'm going to make a recommendation that we hire him at the current paramedic rate. He has said that he will be more than happy to run some weekends. So, with that being said, I would like to bring Chris up for consideration.
I'll make that recommendation for Chris Snyder to be hired on a weekend basis as paramedic.
He's part of your 48.
Yes, yeah, he's part of my 48 that we're hiring.
Second, or do I do?
No,
You have to
Right.
do it first.
I'll do first.
Second.
Roll call.
Beverly?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yeah.
Bassett?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
We have, yes, sir.
Do you have any idea when we might see any type of money come back from that company that's doing your billing and their collection? And
So we kind of talked about that at the last council meeting. Michelle had said that we're probably looking to the middle to end of this month that we will see more money coming in.
we haven't seen any yet, right?
What's that?
We haven't seen any yet, have we?
Just what's on here. Okay. That actually was what was on the dashboard this afternoon when I got to work. So.
Okay. That's just refreshing my memory. Thank you.
Oh,
Go ahead
yeah.
where you were headed.
All right. So we have Mr. PJ. I won't say his last name. And Adam. They are here from Penn Care, which is located right outside of Cleveland. They have brought over the 2024 Deemers ambulance for council's consideration. This is, again, it's an F450. It's a diesel. It's a 150-inch box. Any other information that you would like, PJ can answer. But obviously, we know what we're kind of in that loop of what's going on with 511. We're looking at this replacing 511. I will say that we need to get 510 in for service. We are way overdue on an oil change, and we're looking at possible breaks, you know, we need to maintain it, okay? I'm trying to maintain these, but I can't take a squad out of service, you know, if we don't have something to back it up. So at this point, if council has any questions regarding the actual unit itself, it is sitting over there. And we brought it up here early so that way everybody could go over and take a look at it, you know. Thank you for going over and looking at it. So with that being said, if anybody has any questions on the unit itself, PJ and Adam are here to talk about it. And they can also talk about whatever else you want to talk about.
Is that big enough box?
Yes.
Every time I see an ambulance, it seems like they just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it was funny because the mayor and I talked a little bit earlier today, and he said something about the Sprinter vans. And I told him that if he brought up a Sprinter van, I was chucking my pager at his head because those things they're very, very small.
I'm just talking about it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Some
departments are going smaller.
Yeah, some departments are going smaller. You know, like some of your bigger departments, ProMedica, they have the big boys. Okay, Parkview hasn't went quite there yet, but I wouldn't think that that'd be out of their realm of possibilities either. Right now, TRA is another. I think they're running right about the same size that we are. And again, so we have all the equipment to move from the current 511 to the new 511. To do, and that saves, again, $45,000 just for the power load system. We're gonna have the radios moved. Everything is there. We just have to get the radios moved, and then we'd have to get it, obviously, you know, put Hicksville on the side of it.
How long would that take? If it was okay tonight that you get an ambulance, how long would it take before that was?
So my, I have talked with PJ, and if you were to say yes tonight, they have expedited their work for us to be like at the very top of the list. So he's what, a week, 2 weeks?
For the improvements that you want to do, switching over the power load, there was a light that had burned out that needed to be replaced, and there was a drawer lock that needed to be upgraded. All of that can be taken care of in approximately 2 weeks. The radios, that is something that is handled by a third party. The reason why is we at one point tried to tune a radio and burned it completely out, and you can imagine how expensive that was. So we don't have that expertise, so we do pass that along. Same thing with graphics. Whoever you guys have for graphics you can use, they can fit you in. They can be done in 24 to 48 hours.
PNR has given us a quote on doing some radio swaps, and they said that they could be over here within a couple weeks. The graphics, we just need to get some better pictures of the unit itself. And actually there is a company out of Fort Wayne, it's called First Due Communications, that we're looking at getting a quote from, and then there's a lady over in Edgerton that we're trying to get a quote from as well.
Is that Jennifer Deach?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're just trying to, that way I can, you know, we can sit there and say, yeah, well, this is, that way if we can get it done, if we get it approved tonight, my hope is that we've got it back in 2 weeks.
How many miles does it have on it?
Or a month?
I have to double check. I have
770. And what's the warranty on it?
3 years, 36 on the chassis, which you can extend directly through Ford. We can do it for you, however, Ford charges us more money than they would charge you. So it is beneficial to go directly through them for chassis. For paint, and electronics on the module itself, it's 7 years. Lifetime structural warranty.
So it's the same deal we had with the red one?
More or less, yes.
We, again, the mayor and I were talking about, there's grants out there that's gonna be coming up in the next, 2 years. So we're looking at, the possibility of in 2 years replacing 510 with a grant. This is, so.
Here's the main question, the ultimate question. Has any money been approved? Has any money been said, hey, we can do it?
Cheryl, you want to elaborate on that, please?
You know what money is available, it's sitting in capital projects, and you'd have to take it out of the pool line.
That's the only place there's money.
$300,000, yeah. Don't have it just sitting around.
Did you happen to get any?
You got a whole lot more money than that anyhow.
Okay. Did you happen to get any information on financing?
Hold on. It's not pretty.
Well, I know, but.
It runs anywhere from 6.93 to 8.25.
What would the payment be a month?
Payment would be between $4,000 and $4,200 a month.
I think we ought to just pay for it.
And Cheryl, what rate are we being paid on the money as it just sits there?
We have it, the money market is at 3.57 at Premier. And the other investments, we have 2 different investment portfolios that are 5.59.
How much longer do we have on the Redwood ballpark? I mean, you might not remember this.
34 months.
We've got 34 months left
34 months.
on the red.
That's
Left.
about $2,500 a month.
There's 34 left over, you have to still go?
34 months,
It
yeah.
was seven years.
Just, and another thing, I actually reached out to a couple agencies. Maumee Valley had found an ambulance grant, a federal grant. I told Bruce about it. The deadline was today, and you can't go back, you can't buy this and apply the grant towards this purchase. But I told Dennis, I said, you know what, let's go ahead and preliminary do the paperwork. I think it's a 2-year, don't quote me on this, because he found it real quick. It's a 2-year cycle, it's $250,000, where we can maybe get our name in the hat, and then next time it comes around is apply for heavier, and then maybe do a cycle where we can look at, I think it's a 2-year window after you've received the grant to purchase another unit. But to me, it'd be wise to look at that for down the road once we start getting the red one with miles and, looking into that. So they are working on that at Maumee Valley to get us maybe more acclimated with the grant process for the ambulance. So
You've got, you're getting enough people to run 24/7. I don't think you're quite there yet, but you're close.
We're doing what we can, yeah.
So there's a strong possibility this one will set for a while.
I don't know. I mean, I think they'd probably run them in tandem.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't let it sit.
But the new one would?
One of them, we've got enough people for one squad, okay?
Well, sometimes you do have the schedule that allows to have 2 squads going at the same time, correct?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
If you've got.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that there are times during the week that they do have enough to staff both if they needed to.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying take and set it up on blocks, I'm just
No, I
saying.
know.
No, so the prime example is the car accident right down here. The month of June saw a lot of back-to-back calls. It's honestly, to me it was an anomaly, but that could be the new normal too. Where 510 was already out on a call, and then the car accident came in, and we ended up having 3. We did have enough 3 EMT organizations come in, 2 from Sherwood, 1 from Antwerp. We did have enough EMTs on that scene where we could have had, if we would have had that second squad, I think we could have just got by with Sherwood.
Sure.
But is there, I guess if you're asking for a guarantee,
You can't.
I can't.
No.
I will say this, if that is approved So we will alternate them. 510 gets ran on even months, 511 gets ran on odd. So that way we're not running 510 in the ground or 511 in the ground, you know. And the other part of that is we are trying to stay up on the maintenance. You know, obviously this is a little bit of an anomaly with what we got going on right now. But as soon as we get it, 510's going in the shop for oil change and everything. Because the last thing I want to do is come up here and have you guys go, why hasn't there been maintenance done? You know?
Exactly.
So.
Well, at the last meeting, I said that we should go either yes or no.
Exactly.
Tonight.
Yeah.
So I would like to make the motion.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'd like to say something. Finance, I've been on the finance committee a lot of years, and I've asked for since June 10th on financials, and I'm getting them tonight, so I can't vote for it because there's a lot of other things like maybe take 5% from the park budget, or 5% from the police budget, or 5% from the other general fund items to pay for it, and I just take it all out of the pool fund. So,
very good.
That's.
Plus, I think we need to know a cost. I still haven't heard the definite number.
Yeah, I've heard total cost with the graphics, decals, Motorola radios, or whatever.
So with the
271 from PennCare.
271 for PennCare, it was around 8,900 for the radios, but we can actually reduce that because with the radios. So right now, there's no way for an EMT to talk to the county or the hospital from the back, okay, unless you have your portable on, and even then, sometimes those portables are horrible. I mean, we all know about the marks, all right? So the thought was that we would take the current radio out of 511, put it in the new 511, and when the radio came in, we would put that radio that would be in the new 511, put that into the back of 510, and we'd have a new radio and what they call a head unit in the back of the new 511. So we don't have to do that. We can still use our cell phones and to do that. And as far as the graphics, unfortunately, I don't have a firm quote for you on that.
Chief Denny, have you had graphics put on the police cars before?
Yeah, with Jeff with each.
What's the most you've ever paid for? Like, I guess the SUV would probably be the biggest graphics, maybe.
I think it was $700.
Did you have graphics put on the new truck?
So
just decals, I do them myself.
no, she's very, very reasonable.
I thought you talked that you were going to have like 320 with everything.
Well, so it was less than, it was going to be right about 300 or less, because I had budgeted, and after talking with Cheryl, I had budgeted 10,000 for the radios and another 10 to 15 for the graphics. Okay, hoping that we wouldn't have to go anywhere near that, but I did that because the graphics, we have to have reflective chevron on the back of the ambulances per law. So we have to have that.
Let me ask you a question, Eric. Would you vote on it tonight with the fact that there'll still be time that finance can take a look at it and go, okay, we can do this, this, or this, or we know we're going to spend 300, we'll have to figure out where we're going to pull it from, but we know we are going to pull it. Or aren't
I'd probably still vote no. Mainly because I think we're running the whole splash pad all over again, not knowing what the total number's going to be.
We still don't.
You kind of got a ballpark what it is. I mean, it's not in the budget. I think you need it. 100% think you need it. Do you get a loan for it and pay for 6 months and have it set up for next year's budget to pay the balance off? I'm sure we can find 6 months, or we don't have that, 5 months of $4,000 a month, $20,000 out of park funds or some other funds to pay it for the rest of this year and have it set up for next year's budget to pay the balance of it off.
Because we have the 300,000 set aside for the pool that's not being built this year, that money's available.
But we also were told tonight we got $750,000 towards the pool.
Right, but
Are we gonna
that
drain the pool fund? or-
I don't think that
That's what we
pool's
usually
gonna
do.
go in this year, so I guess that 300,000 isn't gonna need to be used.
Well, but I don't think that 300,000 isn't gonna get refilled next year, right?
Right, but we have
Yeah,
needs,
it does,
we've
it
talked
does.
about needs and wants.
Yes,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I feel like this is a need.
I think it's a need also. I just
I'm not
wish
trying to
that-
drain the pool fund.
No, that's, I
But-
think that this is a need as well. I just, the financials would have been nice to know ahead of time.
Right.
And I guess I thought when we left the council meeting 2 weeks ago that we would have those in our packets for tonight.
Well,
I
if
was
we
surprised we
finance it,
didn't.
like you were saying, for 6 months, aren't we just throwing away that interest money?
Yeah.
6 months worth, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like,
How much money do we have left over for the budget for the park and grounds, or for the park and pool?
right.
We set aside how much, $110,000 for a full-time park employee, or a full park employee.
Right.
We never filled that.
Right.
So could we use some of that money?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can get one cheaper.
So you're not taking all out of that other fund,
Right,
but we never got any financials until tonight.
right.
We got Cheryl, is that something, we got a question back here.
Sorry, just,
He's gonna give us a discount.
I was gonna say, you got a better price?
Gonna knock me off?
I am not trying to come across in any type of way as aggressive in my sales tactic. I've been in sales for 20 years, so I know that that will benefit no one whatsoever. We've been working on this since March of this year. If you guys do not give approval to buy this ambulance tonight, it will be put on the open market, and I can guarantee you in 48 hours it will not be available. And just to put it in perspective, an exact match of this unit today would take you 2.5 years to get it built and delivered and cost you $40,000 more. So again, no, I do not mean to sound aggressive. Please understand.
If
I do
we've
not
been
want to
working
pressure
on
you.
this since March, why do we not have a figure that tells us how much we're paying for it?
I think we have a figure from them.
Yeah, they've done their job.
But if everybody else has been working on it since March, why do we not know? Is what I'm getting at.
Bruce has provided pretty
I'm
much everything.
100% in favor of it,
But the graphic cost?
I don't know
The graphics cost
And he's budgeted 10 to 15,000 or
and
1,000
yeah.
to 1,500?
Okay.
10 to 15,000.
Okay.
And the only reason why I did that much is because obviously I know how much, you know.
It could be absolutely up to $15,000 if you
So
do
even
a
on the high
complete
end,
wrap
15,
job, if you were to
okay.
change it from
There we
white to
go.
red.
No, he's saying that he's got
For the
the number.
purchase.
For our number.
The-
For our-
If I was
He
writing,
doesn't have it literally budgeted because he wasn't.
no, but if I was writing a check tonight to buy it,
You
what am I?
do not have to
We
write a
don't have to
check.
write the check.
You do
Well,
not
no,
have to
I'm
write a
just
check.
saying, if I was a philanthropist and I'm buying it, how much am I writing that check for?
From him,
Well, I know him,
270.
the other.
the
All together.
radio,
I'm paying for everything.
the radios.
Well, if you're a philanthropist,
Well,
it's
no.
500, 600.
The radios again were about
We'll take
8,900.
two.
I don't need to do that.
I like you.
Okay, I can go to like 1,500 on those. And just
on the
use
high
what we
end,
have.
Bruce, if you, so
Yeah,
we're looking at
give me a-
294.9 based on all the numbers.
Right.
If you're not gonna go
294.9,
Right,
right.
on the high end.
Right, on the high end.
300,000.
That's the number he gave us last meeting. Because
Okay.
it's not gonna exceed.
Then-
Well, does the new one have that touchscreen thing that Abby needed for billing?
The old one?
No, those are the iPads.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what
Those are
we're
iPads.
We'll get to buy an extra one for this one, or?
No,
No, 'cause they
It's
got
a-
it
it's a
free.
new mark.
I think
It's
it's for
It's on the
iPhone.
new mark.
Okay.
There's like a first respond, I don't know how they got it, but they got it free. Don't ask questions. You don't want to know the answer.
And I'll be one more negative Nelly, and I'm for buying it, so don't say that. Every vehicle I ever bought for the village, employees 2 days later after you get it, oh man, we need this and need that. Now, we buy it, it gets delivered tomorrow.
It's already here.
Are we gonna, well, no, I'm just saying, are we gonna hear, oh, well, we forgot we need this and this and this?
So one thing, I'm gonna say this, okay? Between PJ and I and the other EMTs, we went over that with a fine tooth comb, okay? We know what we need, what we don't need on that, all right? Trust me, 100%, I am not coming back here to you guys
That's what I wanna hear.
going, hey, by the way, because that guy right there will probably have a stroke if I get him. So.
We'll have 2 ambulances.
Yeah, at least you'll have an ambulance.
But again, we're not here to, we're here to use what we have as far as our current equipment. Okay?
He's entitled to his votes on that, or he can abstain.
Hey, listen,
You wanna make a motion, make a
I
motion?
wanna make a
No?
motion, purchase that truck, that ambulance, not to exceed $300,000. If it exceeds $300,000, you're gonna have to pay for it personally.
I wanted to clear this, will the auditor want to see a resolution? Wouldn't it be the same as we were paying cash, say, for water sewer project? Okay, well, before we vote.
But can we vote to buy it and worry about that at that
I have a
point?
purchase contract on my desk, and if we're okay to buy it, I can probably sign that. It said acceptance for the purchase.
What about your concerns?
I think you gotta have a
Well, it's a
resolution
purchase
before
to
you
hold
sign
it.
anything.
It's a purchase just to hold it.
It's a letter,
We can
basically
still
a
back
letter
out
of intent.
Without any.
It guarantees you that you will hold this ambulance for years.
Okay, let me-
I have that on my desk.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
$100.
We're gonna buy it, we're gonna vote to buy it, not to exceed $300,000, sign a letter of intent at the most this evening. You got that? You ready? Ready?
I don't know if I'm ready or not.
Come on, man, Chris, it's like he said, been March, how long are we gonna drag this out?
We sit on things
Well,
way
these-
too long.
Okay. No, go
This
ahead.
squad's been here
I don't want
twice.
you to
You've had
vote no,
every
'cause he's
EMT
not
walk
voting
through
no.
the thing. It's something they think they can use, utilize. It's gonna meet their needs. So.
And honestly, if I didn't feel, if any of the EMTs or myself felt any negativity towards that, even in the slightest, I'd be the first one to sit here and say, nope. But, you know, at the same time.
The other one's
you
in
know,
the shop still leaking well.
Yeah, and there's a
Yeah.
second, yeah, the head gaskets are leaking, so.
As long as Ron's motion is illegal, I would like to second.
Already seconded
I
Roll call.
will not be doing anything.
Letter of intent.
So do I.
Letter of intent.
Letter of intent, yes.
That was a safe little second.
Does that work for you, PJ?
Yeah, I
Okay,
can,
but-
I can amend my
I
language
mean, I'm not
enough
telling you
that.
how we're gonna get this thing done, but, okay. Gerald?
Egley,
Yes.
Miller,
Come back to me, please.
Martin,
Yes.
Beverly,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Bassett,
No.
Miller.
Come on.
Still America. Now, as long as I don't have to hear months from now that we forgot to order something, I will vote yes. I'm sorry.
I've seen it too long. Make stipulated votes.
And I don't want to vote no because I think it could come from other funds.
Nailed
I think it still can.
It still can.
Still can.
I agree.
We should have a meeting about that
Well, we
You
went.
are
months
finance.
ago.
Right.
Look,
I thought there would have been one between last meeting and this meeting.
How'd that go? Everything good?
Yeah.
So that passed.
You
Thank
forced
you
me to
for-
vote yes.
Just say thank you, and I'm going
Well, I tell you what, I want to thank the penn care guys, I want to thank the EMTs and Bruce and everybody who's been a part of that project. It's been here twice, so thank you for coming out. If you do want to see it, you guys want to take off now back to Cleveland with it, or?
It's up to you guys.
If
We're
anybody
living in
wants
your
to see it,
world.
it is sitting over here.
You just
Can't
go
have
here
to
and walk
leave,
back
so.
or?
I got a buddy with a plane, he can run you home.
Keys in it, take it for a spin.
Yeah.
So moving along, Park, we have, moving along, Park, have anything, Val, Gary?
Not really, we're having All-Stars starting Friday
Okay.
down at the park, so we hope it don't rain.
Yep. Okay, very good,
Do you
thank you.
know, are we bringing in more trash cans for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we were
Yeah,
at
we
an
just
All-Star
have to
tournament
put
this
them up
weekend,
there.
and that was one thing I noticed, they did not have enough trash cans, so.
We'll have more.
Columbus.
Awesome,
last
thank you.
weekend.
Val, can you explain, I know they had talked about, somebody had brought up recycling trash cans down there instead of just
Yeah,
garbage
she
cans?
decided to wait till next year since it's so late in the season.
Okay,
The games are all over.
okay, thank you. Fiscal officer report.
You have the cash summary report by fund, the June utility and income tax collections, and it does look a lot better since we're not doing all that catch-up. The police department listed pay-ins, and Ohio plan has a schedule for a live virtual training if anyone's interested. You're all authorized to do that since the village is in the Ohio plan. And also let you know that of our 2 big federal grants, I just sent in my request for the final payment to be reimbursed. And the well field, after my calculations, only cost the village $226,000. And the whole job was $1.6 million. The water tower is paid for. The only thing the village is paying on it is $168,000, which is a 0% OPWC loan, and it was a $1.574 million project. So those 2 were great. That's why we're able to do other things.
Corey, did you say the old one comes down July 27th? Is the start date?
No, it was supposed to have been Juneteenth.
Oh.
But they had done some testing for asbestos, and the little shack, the repeater and stuff was in it. That's just an asbestos building, so they got to do some abatement. So it's been a little bit delayed. They have to send it off for testing. I spoke to Sam, she's in the office there with Ballman, and the date she rattled off on the phone today was July 9th, and told her we're not doing it July 9th because we haven't had a pre-con meeting yet. I don't know what they're bringing in for equipment. I don't know where they plan to stage their equipment, what they're going to use for access drives, and we need to get all that figured out before we give them a date. So hopefully I will hear back from the owner tomorrow.
And set you up something for a pre-con.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Super, thank you.
Down to my report. Unless anybody has questions for Cheryl. Good, very good. I had been reached out by Corey, Mrs. Heffelfinger, which is wife, Courtney Heffelfinger. St. John Lutheran Church is looking to place food pantry cabinets within the community. They know at certain times the food pantries are closed. There's times when people need food. So they're actually trying to find 2 locations. It's actually a cabinet. They like it underneath an awning where people can go and grab a couple cans of soup or dried food goods at any time. They're going to stock it, maintain it, do all that. They actually asked if they could put it out in front of Village Hall here underneath their awning to the right of the front entrance doors. It is a cabinet. They haven't bought the cabinets, but there's certain times people need food. They really don't have anywhere to go. So she asked if we would be in favor of allowing her to put that cabinet out there. She wanted to put it inside, but there's no rooms inside the 2 doors. You know, it's too compact. So I said maybe outside where it would still be protected. And they're going to see how it goes. They're going to, try to start it up and see if people take, use it, and take the food items out of it and then restock it. So I didn't think it would be a problem to see how it went for a couple months. And if it was, so anybody have an issue with that? Good. And if there's anywhere else in town that maybe somebody would know, they asked about the police department. That's really not anything. There's nothing out there to handle that. So we're actually looking for a secondary location. Summer concert series, the next one's July 18th. We're asking the farmer market and craft vendors to bring up their tents that night. It's at the Huber from 5:30 to 7. Dave Bussing is going to be performing, but that's July 18th. I want to thank Corey for the fireworks show. It was very nice, and all the sponsors that paid to help the fireworks take off down there at the park. If you had a chance to see it, it was really cool. Thank you, Corey, and all the sponsors for that. I want to congratulate Dawn Hosteller after 10 years of service in the utility department. She has retired. Abby Laker took over. She's doing a good job. She was kind of watching over things, and I know everybody but Kim and April helped her out a lot. So Abby's very quiet, but I asked her how she's doing. She's going, I'm doing good. That's all I did, so I want to thank her for taking over. But Dawn and her years of service here, I want to thank Dawn for doing that. I was thinking of, with this adult cannabis issue going on in the state and everything, and we've talked about it a little bit within council. I'll get some community input. I was actually thinking of holding a public forum at the Huber. I reached out to Chris Feature. She said we could use it. I have to check with some dates, but it'd be in the evening. She would let us use the Huber at no additional charge, and we could invite the public to come in. I have not picked the date yet. I wanted to see if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Sooner rather than later. I don't want to sit on this until September.
Right. She said she's got a couple shows coming up, maybe the end of 1st of August here. We could pick a date and have a public forum for the people that think they need it and the people that are opposed to it. So give everybody a chance to talk. But we'll announce that date coming soon.
How does that work? Is that like a regular council session?
We were going to do council. I thought about doing council, and I don't think we should. I just want to
So
talk
it's just
about
an informal, information only?
Yep. Be professional, cordial, when people voice their concerns, opinions, ideas, and have everybody have a voice if they choose to present it to council and the public. So, but I will give you. I want to run that by you and see what you guys' thoughts were. So,
Is there like
that
a
is okay with
moderator
you.
for something like that?
Yeah, Charlie.
Is there a mute button?
Well, how much are you gonna pay me? No, what do I need to moderate though? It's up to
Well,
you.
you know, we want to definitely we have microphones. I mean, people talking out in the seating and everything.
I just didn't know how it worked. I don't know.
But we would
I was just
definitely
asking.
take a microphone around and let people talk and address. And it's not like we have professionals up there, anybody on a panel, you know. But to me, our village council should be listening to their concerns and/or ideas about the wants and whys for adult cannabis retail sales in the community. So I will set a date and let everybody know.
Soon, please. Will there be a sampling table?
I was wondering if there was going to be munchies available.
Concessions will probably be open.
I don't think I have anything. Anybody else have anything for council?
I do. I want to go back to the committee report for the Streetlight and Property Committee that we discussed and brought back to council. What did we decide to do with the land that we were looking at developers and we kind of,
Well, I need to
just
go,
kind of let it hang?
especially I had asked him to go executive because I got a situation on that. So,
Perfect. Good.
that's the last thing I had for my report. That's it.
I guess I'll ask for an executive session.
Well,
for
before we go to
purchase-
executive session, does anybody want to say anything? 'Cause they-
That's what they're-
Hello. So I just want to remind everybody, July 20th, the Hicksville Eagles we're going to have our 11th running to motorcycle ride. All the money goes towards the Hicksville Boy Scouts. And when the ride gets back, we're going to have silent auction, door prizes, 50-50, and a band. It is completely open to anybody in the community, including kids. The band's going to be playing from 6 to 10. And the Boy Scouts are also going to be holding a chicken and pork chop sale that day. We're talking about maybe having a garage sale at the Eagles also. And July 20th, I believe, is Young Entrepreneurs Day at the Farmers Market. And my Cub Scouts will be having a booth up there selling goodies too. So July 20th is a really busy day for the Scouts. So come out and everybody come out and support us. So that's
Why
all I
don't you mention that you need those boards?
Oh, yeah.
Possibly people would like to donate and buy a board or
Yeah,
multiple
so,
boards.
let's see, how do I want to say this? Our council, Black Spot Council, is our Boy Scout Council, and we're having a Cub camp out July 22nd through the 26th, and it's goes for every Cub Scout in Defiance, Paulding, Fulton, all over the place. They go to Camp Lakota for the week, and they are in need of supplies. And so one of my scout leaders reached out to me, and they're looking for 1x6 boards, 8 feet long, and they're looking for anybody to help maybe purchase a board or donate some money to that cause. And just throwing this out there, if anybody has a day that they'd like to spend with the Cub Scouts, I know they're looking for help out there too. So, and then like I said, that's July 22nd through the 26th.
Do you want to let people know who they could call if they want to donate money?
Ghostbusters.
Who?
The Ghostbusters.
Do you have a phone number? Can you,
They can contact me and then I can put them in the right direction.
you wanna tell everybody your phone number?
No.
Pass that out. Or they can
Be on
call me, I'll give you your
Facebook.
phone number. Yeah, Facebook, you got it on Facebook. Sounds good. Social media.
Yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, July 20th, chicken and pork chop dinners, and I know that'll probably start at 10 a.m. at the Hicksville Eagles. And we have our scout meeting tomorrow night. We should have pre-sale tickets available if anybody wants one. Go ahead and let me know, or any other one of our wonderful Boy Scouts.
Thank you.
Call
That's all I got.
on Facebook.
Yep, find me on Facebook.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Good. Got roll call.
Are we gonna go into executive?
Executive session for land building.
Bailey?
Yes.
Bassett?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Egley?
Yes.
The grant is supposed to.
Going into executive. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Good luck. Be safe. Enjoy the holiday.